Hello guys and welcome. Today I have some new products to test out with you. We have a new Ravie Beauty Lip Liners and I'm so excited about these. They released 4 different colors and I put them back, but I have already tested these out. They are so long lasting and the colors are so beautiful. So I'm going to show those to you. Also, Ilia came out with new blushes and I had so many requests to review these, so I picked up 3 different shades. These are $36 each and I thought that was so pricey for a blush. This is the soft focus blurring blush, so we're gonna test these out. I also have all 4 shades of the FARA HOMIDI bronzer. You guys know by now that this is my favorite bronzer that I have in my collection that's powder, and I will show you all 4 colors on my skin, kind of compare them side by side, and hopefully that will be helpful. And that's about it. Oh, we do have the new Fenty brightening powders. There's 2 colors that I have. These were sent to me and I may powder a little bit. This makeup has been on for a while, even though I don't have bronzer, I don't have blush, I don't have lip products on, but yeah, I had to do some stuff in between applications. So I'm gonna touch that up and I think that's about it. Let's get started. Am I wearing a sweater right now? Yes. Is it almost 100 degrees outside? Yes. Well, I have to take this off soon, probably. But I do have such a pretty summer white dress, but I'm full of bruises because I started training again after taking a break for about a month. And I was like, let's just put the sweater on to cover the bruises. I also have a massive bruise right here. I covered it with makeup, but if you see stuff, no, you don't. No, you don't. Okay, let's put some bronzer on. So the story with the FARA HOMIDI bronzer is that I first bought the Lumen from FARA HOMIDI website. Absolutely loved it so much. You can see how much it's used. That from Sephora, I ordered 2 refills. I have Bois and Ombre. Now, I wanted the shade Roma, and by mistake, they sent me this shade, which is their deepest shade. You can tell that this is a very deep, not necessarily made for my skin tones, but I still have it. And then I decided, you know what? I really want the shade Roma, so I picked it up from their website, the FARA HOMIDI website. So I have all 4 shades right now. By the way, the box that it comes in is really pretty. It looks like this. And then your bronzer sits right there in the center. I know I've talked about these bronzers for a bit, but I had a lot of requests to show you side by side how these bronzers look on the skin. First of all, this is the big packaging, the full size, and then the refill. This refill does not stay inside. I know some people were like, oh, you just have to match the base to that, but even if I match it, it doesn't click or stay in place at all. It just completely comes out. So just know that. Here are the swatches. From the top, we have Bois, which is the lightest one. Then Lumen, that is more of a bronzy, I would say for light to medium skin tone. Roma is, I would say, for medium skin tone, light to medium as well. And Ombre is for deeper skin tone. So you can kind of see the intensity and the difference in tones. First, let's talk about the shade Bois. Now, this is a beautiful shade on me. I use it almost like a soft contour. It's a beigey pinky undertone. It is not too cool tone, but it's not quite neutral. I think it is a beautiful, stunning shade. I can make this work on my skin tone. And in the application, I put quite a bit, so a lot of color applied, but you can be much softer with the application. So if you have fair skin tone, I think this is a beautiful shade for you. Lumen is described as tan with golden undertones, and I completely agree with this. It has this beautiful golden tone to it, and all of these have a little bit of luminosity to it, but it's nothing that reflects on the skin, so you don't see any sparkles or anything on the skin. It's just melting into your skin. It makes you look alive. Lumen is definitely more of a bronzy shade rather than the contour shade on me, but it is absolutely stunning. I think it is is definitely made for my skin tone. Roma is described as a tawny tan with warm undertones. Now I'm going to describe this shade based on what I see and how it looks on me. I find this shade to be definitely on the deeper side. I would say if you have medium skin tone, this would be good for you. But this pulls a little bit red on me. There's a little bit of that almost burnt terracotta in it that makes it so beautiful and wearable. I absolutely adore this shade. I think it's unique for a bronzer. Many times we see a lot of warm tones or very cool tones, but a shade like this that is not too red, not too cool tone, but it's also not orange at all. It is such a unique shade. I think I could contour with this softly, or I could just use it as a bronzer all over. I have to be careful with this shade because it is quite pigmented. I have to kind of tap a little bit on my hand to take some of the pigment off and then slowly build it up. But it is such a unique, beautiful shade. I love it. I'm so glad I purchased the full size in this because this one and Lumen, I think those two are going to be my go-to bronzers. And finally, we have Ombra, which is described as a mahogany tan with deep warm undertones. Now, this is a very deep color on me. I was extremely careful with the application, but as you can see, I can kind of make it work. I can almost wear this more as a blush because of that terracotta undertone, that warmth that it has. On me, I feel like it looks better like a bronzy blush, like a bronzer, you know, but it is extremely pigmented. I have to be so careful and really work the product into the brush before I go on my cheeks because otherwise I would look absolutely crazy. Obviously, this shade is not made for my skin tone, but I thought it would be helpful to see it side by side next to Roma because I have it, so why not? Only thing that is a little concerning is the fact that Ombra is the deepest shade and I can kind of make it work, you know. I'll work with it a little bit, but it doesn't look absolutely ridiculous on me, which makes me think if you have a deeper skin tone, like really deep skin tone, that this is going to be too light for you. So I would have loved to see maybe one deeper shade. And I know it's a smaller brand, so it's kind of hard to create a ton of different shades. I do love the undertones, but that's just the one thing that I wanted to put out there and make you aware because I think the formula is so beautiful that I would love for everybody to be able to enjoy this formula if they choose to. Now, I don't have any bronzer on my skin right now, so I'm going to take the shade Bois, which is the lightest one. I'm trying to hold it for it not to fall. And I am going to contour with this shade a little bit. Now in the application, I think I put quite a bit of product. So I'm going to be a little bit more gentle today so you can kind of see how it looks like. It's just so soft, so elegant. It blends into my skin. I love this product so much. It's been a long time since I fell in love with a bronzer this hard. And the fact that this is powder, that's amazing. Just slowly contouring and bronzing. I'm probably gonna go with Roma on top of it. That one's the newest shade that I have, but it's so pretty. This one here is Roma, and I will take some off because it is quite pigmented, so you have to be careful. You see that like kind of reddish tone? Oh, it's so pretty. I love that. I do have the Ilia Blushes to test out, so maybe I should kind of keep it down with the bronzer. A little late, but it's okay. That is Bois and Roma mixed together, and I think it's so beautiful. Let's try these Fenty powders. Now, I like the original one. I think it's nice. It's a very soft, but they came out with brightening ones. This is going to be too dark for me, so I'm going to go with this shade. This is in the shade 2, Rose Quartz. I think they also have a lavender one as well. So I'm going to take just my brush. Wow, I should have touched up my makeup a little bit before. It is so hot outside. We were outside for a little bit, but I just started recording because if I don't record right now, it's not going to happen because of the kids. And I kind of forgot to touch up my makeup, but that's really pretty. Oh, wow. Very soft. This powder is extremely soft. You can almost barely see it on the skin, and I like the color. It doesn't show up too much. It's very soft, very soft. I'm obviously applying it with a very fluffy brush, which definitely makes it even softer. I am actually surprised I like this so much. Okay. Okay, Fenty, I see you. Very pretty. I like that shade a lot. Let's move on to these Ilia blushes. I have here 3 shades. I have the lighter one, Flutter, Wonder, and Pulse. These have incredible reviews, and lots of you in my comments seem to be interested in them. And I was at Sephora, I looked at them and I was like, okay, that is a very interesting pattern. It looks almost like it's cream, but I think they're baked. They seem to be baked. I did actually really like the color range that they had. They have some brighter ones, some pinkier ones, nude ones, cool tone ones. So I really liked the colors that they have. This is a really bright one. Oh my goodness. Do I want to try this today? I don't know. I don't know, but these two seem to be working really well with, I don't know, today's outfit. Okay, so these, like I mentioned, they look like they would be almost cream, but they are powder. That's the shade Flutter. Looks so pretty. And Wonder, I really wanted this shade. Oh, it seems like they have a glow to them. Let's also swatch the shade Pulse. I love these shades. On my skin tone, they usually work really well. Oh, that has a gold shift in it. So all of these seem to have glow in them. They're supposed to be very blurring, but they do have glow in them. So I'm curious how that's gonna look like. They also seem to be very pigmented, so I'm gonna be gentle. Let's start with the shade Flutter. This looked like a perfect shade for me. Also, there's no mirror, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Let's slowly apply it here. Yeah, this definitely has a glow in them. Oh, that's a really pretty shade. That's nice. And I like to see that glow. It's not too much. I don't know how much the camera will pick it up. It's like elegant glow, you know? I'm just building this up a little bit. Okay, that is beautiful. Yeah, that is quite smoothing on the skin. It does have that glow, but I don't feel like it emphasizes like my pores or anything like that. I like the color. This, I would say, is a neutral peachy color with a glow through it. That's really pretty. I like the color a lot. I think I'm going to take a little bit of Pulse and try it. I could kind of wipe it off and put Wonder. But this looks like a beautiful, kind of bright, corally color. Okay, yeah. I gravitate towards these colors. I feel like they work well with my skin tone, and my hair and everything. These work much better than a mauve shade on my skin tone, but they have some really pretty neutral mauve shades that I was very tempted to pick up, but I knew on my skin tone they wouldn't look as good as maybe a corally shade. Okay, so I was kind of scared about this color, but it's a very smooth, very nice. It does have a bit of a golden shift in it, but it's not too much. When I swatched it, I was a little bit scared. But on the cheek, it doesn't translate quite as much. And again, it doesn't seem to emphasize the pores, which is nice. Okay. Here are the shades side by side. Flutter, softer, just kind of more everyday, and Pulse. It doesn't really go with my eye look because I have a little bit of a lavender on my eyes. By the way, the sparkle that you see on my eyes is the Danessa Myrix in the shade 1 and just the Interstellar shade, not the deeper one. I just added a little bit of that. And that seems to have a little bit of a purple shift to it, but I love the flutter. I think that's so beautiful. Okay, let me try to take this off and we'll try the shade Wonder. Moving on to the shade Wonder, and this is the one that I'm most excited about. I love these deeper terracotta shades, but I'm gonna take some off and I'm using a very fluffy brush and slowly applying this. Ooh, that's so pretty. Oh my goodness, yes. Just building this up a little bit. Oh my gosh, I love this shade. This reminds me of fall. Like, I'm so excited for fall, guys. I can't even tell you. It is disgustingly hot in Tennessee and humid. It's like almost 100 outside. And I'm ready for it to be done, you know? I'm not a summer girl. And so a shade like this excites me so much for fall. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love this shade so much. I'm careful though because they're quite pigmented, so I don't want to look too crazy. So I'm slowly adding the pigment. I want to take a fluffy brush and put this in my crease. I think that would be so beautiful. Yeah. See how it like melts into the cheek? Like, it makes it look cohesive. I think that this is my favorite color. Oh my goodness, it's so perfect for fall. I love it. I love the way the glow catches the light. I like the intensity. I love everything about this color. I definitely think that this is a standout. The other colors are nice as well, but I feel like I have them in different kinds of blushes, but this one is very unique. It's excellent. The formula seems very nice. It hasn't patched at all. It seemed to blend in really nicely. But I also think that the Say blushes are beautiful. You also get that beige kind of glowy blush from it. But the color Wonder, I think, is a standout, you know. I think the formula, we've seen this kind of blurring, smoothing formula that is baked from other companies. But I do have to say that they did something with the colors that they came out with that I think is what makes this stand out. I like that it's glowy without emphasizing my pores. Like, I feel like it looks smooth. And that's one of the things that they were mentioning, or they were selling it as a very blurring blush. I know that there's so many blushes out there right now. There's so many formulas. We have the Rare Beauty, Tower 28, the Say. I would say the Say is the most similar to the Ilia, but the Say seem a little bit more, I don't want to say metallic, but glowier than these. I think these are a little bit more my speed. I like the glow that it has, and the colors a little bit better than the Say. So if I had to pick one, I would go for these. I mean, yeah. Let's move on to the lips. And I have new lip liners from Ravie Beauty, and I'm ecstatic, okay? I have tried, I think, pretty much everything from Ravie Beauty. Some were sent to me, some I purchased myself, and I don't think there's one product that I don't love from them. I love the blushes, their lip products. These lipsticks are absolutely incredible. I purchased, I think, all of the colors, I think, or most of them. Their brow pencil is also incredible. I did not know I could love a brow pencil so much. And when I heard that they came out with new lip liners, I was ecstatic. They did come out with a pencil sharpener as well. These were sent to me. I'm so excited. I've already tried them, okay? I put them back for the video, but I've already tested these out. Here is the pencil sharpener, and I think the quality is great. It looks chic, but what I love most about it is that it has this storage thing, because there's nothing worse than sharpening your lip liner and the residue or whatever, the trash, goes everywhere. I got so many clothes stained because of that. So I appreciate that so much. And here are the lip liners. The packaging is absolutely beautiful, and I love that I can see the color at the end. It feels very smooth, you know, just like all the other Ravie products. I think the packaging is beautiful. Now there are 4 colors, and they're such good colors. Starting off with the color Honey. I'm gonna swatch it right here. Look how perfect that color is. Absolutely stunning. The formula feels like a gel formula, and it's very smooth. Like, I'm gonna do one more so you can see how pigmented and smooth it is. This is the color Almond. Absolutely incredible. Oh, that's my favorite shade. Then we have the shade Fig, and I was scared that maybe this shade would be a little bit too pink, but the colors are muted in a great way, so they're not going to be too harsh. That is beautiful shade. And the last one is Mocha. Beautiful, rich, chocolatey shade. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. The formula feels like a gel. It glides onto your lips. You have a little bit of room to work with the product, and then it sets and it will not budge. I have tested the shade Almond, and I tried to take that off for training, and I had to go to my micellar water and get it to try to wipe it off, which is incredible. There's nothing worse than a lip liner that fades, unless you're going for that very kind of barely there lip. But if you need a good lasting lip liner, this is it. It's so good. So let's try the shade Honey first. I'm gonna apply this all over the lid so you can see the color. It's a very light shade. Ew. I think if you have very fair skin, this is going to be absolutely incredible. It's so hard to find a shade like this. So here is the shade Honey. I do want to add a little bit of Daisy on top just so we can see how these would pair. Again, this is a very nude color on me. So this would be almost not concealer lips, but you know, close to that on me. I would love to add just a little bit of Almond to the Cupid's bow, but that is the combo with Daisy and the shade Honey. Taking the shade Almond, and look at the shade. Oh my goodness, it is a perfect, more cool tone brown. You can blend it out as well. Oh my gosh, I love that shade. And I'm taking it in a little bit and then using my fingers to blend it. And then it's gonna set like this. And here is the shade Almond, which is a perfect cool tone brown. It is not too gray though. Some cool tone browns on me pull very gray. This is pretty much perfect. I love this shade so much. You know what I want to do? I want to take a little bit of the shade Honey and see if I can add it in the center. So the shade Honey is more of a kind of beigey color. It's not too warm or cool tone. So I'm adding just a little bit of that in the center. So pretty. So these are already set. So let's see if we can scrub these off. Nothing's coming off. And you do have some time to work with them because they're quite creamy in the beginning, but once they set, they set. What color should we put on with this? Should we do Dahlia? Let's do Dahlia. I have more colors, but they're somewhere there. But I'm gonna add Dahlia to this combo. So beautiful. I forgot how good this color is. It's on the cooler tone, mauve-y. So pretty. Actually, I wanted to use Lily. This is my favorite shade. Let me tap a little bit of this off. I can see how the shade Lily works. This, I think I'm halfway done with this lipstick. It is so good. Yeah, I like that even better. This is the shade Lily. Let's move on to Fig, which is a neutral mauve. Gonna slowly add it. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty too. Blending this out a little bit. I'm gonna bring it in also. And here is the shade Fig, and wow, this is such a beautiful shade. I feel like it's even more wearable than the shade Almond. That if that one's a little bit too cool tone, this is a perfect mauve shade. I kind of have a feeling that this is going to be the most popular one because it's not too intense and too bright. It's a little bit muted, so it's a very, very wearable. Now I'm going to do Dahlia. I think that this would be a good duo. Oh, perfect. Yes. This is Dahlia with the shade Fig. Perfect duo. A mauve. It's not super cool tone. I think Dahlia is making it a little bit more mauve than the lip liner would be, but super, super pretty. One thing to mention is that the lip liners by themselves are extremely long lasting. I told you, like, I wore one and I had to take my micellar water to take it off. But I've noticed that if I put something glossy or oily on top of it, that will break the lip liner down a little bit, so it'll be easier to remove it. They probably won't be as long lasting as if you kept it matte, like a matte lip look. So just be aware of that. So you can see that wherever I didn't put too much lip oil or balm, it's very hard to take off. So I had to take a little bit of micellar water to take this off. And then let's take the last color, which is Mocha. And oh my gosh, that is so intense and pretty. I did not try this color yet. So you can see that it can be blended out some. But with a color this intense, I would recommend working fast so you have time to blend it out. I'm also gonna bring it in right here. There we go. Such a good color. And here is the shade Mocha, and this is a deeper brown. I would say it's kind of neutral. I don't see too much warmth or for it to be too cool tone, so I really like it. I think it's going to work on a lot of different skin tones. I try to accentuate the lip line so you can see how intense it can be, and kind of blending it into the lip a little bit and fading it out, but it's such a pretty color. I can absolutely wear this. And again, with this blush, it's like they're made for each other. Okay, what color should we put on top? Ooh, should we do Zinnia? This is quite intense. Why not? Let's just add a little bit. Just right there in the center. I may blend it out. Okay. That is pretty. And those are the 4 new lip liners from Ravie Beauty. I think Ali did an incredible job. I love the formula. I love how creamy they are and blendable. And then once they set and they will last you forever, which is a huge plus. I also think the colors are perfect. I think these 4 shades are a perfect start because you have a great, very light color. You have a really nice deep one, and then you have a cool tone and more of a mauve shade. So I think the colors are excellent. Also, the price point is really good. These are $18 each. You could buy all 4 for a discount, and I thought that they would be maybe $22 to $24. I just checked the price, by the way. These were sent to me, so I didn't know the price, but I was surprised to see that they are $18. So I think that that is incredible. And last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a scent of the day. And because I have a sweater on and I wanna feel cozy, I'm gonna go for a cozy fragrance. And this is new. This was sent to me by Twisted Lily. And this is Mancera Xpicit Vanille. And they sent me a ton of different samples. And I picked this one because I think it is so incredible. Now, I like vanilla, but it's not my top favorite note. But this is an incredible dark chocolate, vanilla. It has some brown sugar in it, but then it has spices that make it so good for fall, winter, or a date night. I think it's a very sexy, it's very strong, like all Mancera fragrances. And it's sweet without being too sweet. I don't like when I smell like a cookie, and that's just personal preference. But that dark chocolate, those spices, I want to say that it has amber, some woodsy notes in it. This is so good. Let me look up the notes. So we have Mexican vanilla, dark chocolate, brown sugar, oud, sandalwood, cedarwood, tonka, amber, and benzoin. And there's, to me, it smells a little spicier than what it says, mainly on Andrew. So this is a perfect fragrance for like an evening or fall, winter. It's so cozy, so beautiful. Man, it's so good. I'm so excited to have it. Also, you get so much product. I think this is a 120 ml, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have my glasses, so I can't see. But I also have a 10% off coupon with Twisted Lily. It's Tania 10. So I will link it down below. But this is a fall fragrance. Fall, winter, cozy, warm, and a little spicy. I'm actually surprised there's not other spice notes in it, because to me it smells quite spicy, and not boozy necessarily, but there's something there. And I don't know, maybe all the notes aren't online yet, but yeah, this is the fragrance of the day. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it was helpful. I think it was a hit. I think pretty much everything was a hit. I really like this color blush. I think that is an excellent. So if I could only pick one of the blushes, it would be that color. And the lip liners are excellent. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.